Hello my friends. Today we will continue to visit a few farms in the United States to see how the process of harvesting thousands of tons of vegetables and fruits happens. However, before we look at how farmers harvest thousands of tons of fruit and vegetables, let's take a look at an overview of US agriculture in recent years. As expected, approximately 898 million acres of land in the United States will be used for agriculture in 2023, down nearly 2% from the previous year. As of February 2023, there are approximately 2.03 million active farms in the United States, with an average farm size of 447 acres. The record number of farms in the United States was recorded in 1935, with 6.8 million farms. According to USDA estimates, US agricultural revenue in 2023 could reach $543 billion, a 50-year record high. Of course, this is just an estimate, and whether or not US agriculture will reach this level of revenue depends on many factors that will happen in the remaining months of 2023. Currently, there are about 2.1 million people working in agriculture in the United States. Of these, 67% of farm workers are illegal immigrants. Tens of thousands of migrant workers in the United States are mainly engaged in jobs such as planting, harvesting, or packing crops. Throughout the history of American agriculture, migrant workers have always played a vital role in the food supply chain. This is a spinach harvest taking place in a field in the San Joaquin Valley in central California. Here, dozens of workers will cut spinach and bundle it into small bundles. In 2022, in California, 39,957 acres of farmland were used to grow spinach, accounting for 71% of the area growing this vegetable in the country. Basically, the spinach harvest is done in the same way as harvesting thousands of pounds of cilantro in California. Today, most of California's cilantro is grown in fields that run along the south coast. Coriander growing area in the state is about 8,400 acres, accounting for 29.1% of the country's cilantro growing area. According to USDA reports, in 2022, the total value of spinach and cilantro sold by US farmers is $388 million, and the production of these two vegetables generates approximately 24,700 permanent jobs each year. This is also the process of harvesting a vegetable in California. Do you know what kind of vegetable this is? Let us know your answer in the comments section of the video. We are currently in a potato field in Tule Lake City, northeastern California. After the potatoes are dug out of the ground, the workers quickly pick them up and fill them in bags before loading them onto trucks. Even though California only produces about 9% of US potato production, the number of people working in the potato fields in this state is much larger than of other potato growing states. The reason for this is that potato producing states like Idaho or Wisconsin mainly use machines in farming and harvesting instead of taking advantage of cheap immigrant labor. This is a 113-acre Brussels sprouts farm in the Salinas Valley, the most productive agricultural region in California. When the harvest season comes, dozens of workers from Mexico will cut the Brussels sprouts and toss them on this machine. Next, the sprouts will be separated from the stem and sent to the factory to be washed before packing. By 2022, in California, 6,887 acres of farmland will be used to grow Brussels sprouts, accounting for almost 100% of the area growing this vegetable in the country. Each year, Brussels sprout farmers in the United States earn about $140 million to $145 million from the sale of this vegetable. These migrant workers are picking thousands of bell peppers on a farm in Hendry County, southwest Florida. March to June each year is usually the time when thousands of migrant workers flock to the bell pepper fields in California to work. Eligible bell peppers are hand-picked and poured into plastic trays before being shipped to the factory for washing and packaging. Currently, about 13,300 acres of farmland in Florida are used to grow bell peppers. In 2022, bell pepper farms in Florida harvested about 325 million pounds of peppers, generating $328 million in sales and creating approximately 9,700 regular jobs. This is the process of harvesting tomatoes on a farm adjacent to a bell pepper farm in Hendry County, Florida. There are 74 workers here, and they are mainly from Guatemala. We are currently in a celery field in San Bernardino County, Central California. Workers from Mexico are cutting thousands of pounds of celery and packaging it in the field before shipping it to farmers' markets. Currently, about 22,300 acres of farmland in California is used to produce celery. And like strawberries, celery harvest in the state occurs nearly year-round. For the past 10 years or so, the California celery industry has consistently brought in revenue of $310 to $315 million. According to a USDA report, each year about 6,800 migrant workers come to California to work on celery farms, and the average income they receive per hour of labor is about $9. In addition to celery, lettuce is also one of the most commonly grown vegetables in California. Today, lettuce is grown in the state around 3.5 times as much as celery. Each year, California's lettuce fields welcome about 24,000 migrant workers. Hello, my friends. Today, we are going to the mountain states of the United States, places where people think no one wants to live, to see how farming and livestock works here. When it comes to mountainous states in the United States, we often think of states like Wyoming, Montana, Utah, or Colorado. Currently, most of the mountainous states in the United States are in the top 15 states with the largest area in the country. However, when it comes to population, most of the mountain states are the most sparsely populated in the country. Montana, for example, has an area of up to 145,500 square miles, but only 1.1 million people live there, and the population density in this state is 7.3 people per square mile. An interesting statistic about Montana is the state is 324 times larger in area than New York City, but has 14 times less population than New York. The harsh climate, which is mostly mountainous terrain and limited flatland, are the main reasons why the mountainous states in America are not considered ideal places to live. In addition, another reason why many people do not want to move to the mountainous states is because land and house prices in these states is being pushed up compared to their real value. The reason for this situation is that people with good economic conditions want to move to these areas to live a life closer to nature. Due to the harsh climatic conditions and mostly mountainous terrain, agricultural activities in the mountainous states of the US is also quite challenging. Major agricultural products in mountain areas include cattle, sheep, potatoes, alfalfa, and hay. Here's what's going on at a chicken farm in the Gallatin Valley, western Montana. The owner of this farm is grinding straw to spread on the floor of the chicken coop, and about 8,700 chicks from the incubator will be delivered here in the next few days. Everything is ready to welcome the chicks. Most of them are shipped here from incubators in Idaho and Colorado. At this farm, thousands of chicks will be raised for 3 to 4 weeks before they are transferred to other farms with the same owner, or they are sold to chicken farms in other states. Those are farms that are not qualified to take care of the chicks. In recent years, Montana has not been among the top US states for chicken production, and the state also has a relatively small poultry industry compared to other states. According to USDA statistics in 2021, in Montana, there are about 1.8 million chickens raised for meat, ranking 44th in the country in terms of chicken production, and the number of chickens raised for eggs in this state is only about 430,000 creatures. Due to the harsh weather outside, all chicks here will be raised entirely in cages. However, they will be released to the pastures when they are at least 1 month old. These 3-week-old chickens are eligible to be sold to other farms in the area or moved to other separate holding areas. Currently, most chicken farms in Montana are located in the large areas of land. Therefore, when sturdy enough, most of the chickens will be released to roam freely and feed on the lawns. Of course, when the weather outside is too cold or too hot, thousands of chickens will be locked in cages to ensure their health remains good. Among the mountainous states in the United States, New Mexico is the state with the largest number of chicken farms, with 253. However, the number of chickens in the state is only about 3.7 million, nearly 7 times less than the number of chickens raised in Idaho, where there are only 92 chicken farms in operation. This is a poultry farm in the city of Brigham, in northern Wyoming. Although it is the snowy season, hundreds of hens laying at this farm are still released to roam freely on days when the snow is not too heavy. In addition to laying hens, this farm is also home to nearly 200 turkeys. With severe weather conditions and snow appearing for many months of the year, large-scale poultry farms in the mountainous states of the US are said to be inefficient. However, since most poultry in these states are raised on a free-range basis, the quality of meat and eggs is always valued much higher than that raised in other factory farms. Say goodbye to the chicken farms. We will now go to the mountains of the western United States to see how the process of grazing thousands of caracal sheep happens. The caracal is a breed of sheep that originated in Central Asia and was first introduced to the western United States in the early 1900s. According to USDA statistics, in 2021, there is about 2,300 caracal sheep in the country, and about 87% of them are distributed in mountainous states such as Colorado, Wyoming, and Utah. These are also the states with the largest number of sheep farms in the United States. Basically, raising caracal sheep is similar to raising other sheep breeds in the United States. However, most caracal sheep ranchers in the United States mix them in with goats because the two species are very sociable with each other. In 1924, the Caracal Sheep Breeders Association was founded in the United States and remains here to this day, with its headquarters located in the heart of the state of Montana. This is also the state with the largest number of caracal sheep farms, with 43. Unlike other common breeds in the United States, most caracal sheep are raised grazing rather than being kept in barns. These sheep spend almost their entire lives roaming the grasslands and mountainous areas of the United States. About 870 caracal sheep are slaughtered in the United States each year for their meat and skins. The remaining caracal sheep are raised for wool. In addition, many farms also raise a few caracal sheep just because of their unique characteristics. Because the area has many active livestock farms, the production of hay for animal feed is also very developed in the mountainous states of the United States. As early as the 1930s, ranchers in the mountain states focused on large-scale production of hay as a reserve fodder for livestock. Currently, Idaho is a mountain state with the largest hay production, with about 17.3 billion pounds produced each year. The state also ranks second on the list of the most hay producing states in the United States. In addition, Montana, with 13.8 billion pounds per year, also ranks fourth on this list.